everybody. This is an astrological forecast for Cancer for August of 2013. And this also applies if you have a Cancer ascendant. So, I'm using a new format this month. Love your feedback. Let me know what you think, whether you like it, comments, suggestions. Cancerians, there's a huge focus this month, and in fact this year, with Jupiter being in your sign, on yourself. Your self-development, how you can be your own person. Where are you giving way? Where do you want to break out? We've got this square with Jupiter to Uranus in your 10th house of work. Maybe some of you are experiencing some discomfort in the workplace, as though you want to break out from something and be free. Maybe you need to start your own business. Maybe this is the year when you say, yes, I'm going to do my own thing. I cannot be controlled by other people anymore. Uranus in the 10th hates to be controlled, and the square to Jupiter in your first house will be dealing with issues of power and control in all your relationships, and particularly connected with your work. We've got this square as well with Jupiter going on, opposition with Jupiter to Pluto going on in your house of relationships. So there's a lot of change going on in your house of relationships, much change, and you need to be sure, again, that the balance of power is feeling good to you, that you're not compromising too much. And Mars in this first house, for much of this month, will push you forward, will give you an assertive boost. So Cancerians, you're not known for being the most assertive necessarily, but this Mars in your first house should give you a lot of energy, a lot of oomph, feeling as though you can achieve and do a lot more. So really good time to put a lot of energy into yourself, into speaking out, into the things that you want. We've got the Sun for the first 3 weeks of the month in your second house, so focus very much for the first 3 weeks of the month, Cancer, on your finances. You might need to restructure your finances. The Sun in the second house is shining a light on them. So there may be some adjustments and changes to be made. And it's also a good time to look at what you value, what's important to you. And maybe it's time for a change in those values. Only once a year does the Sun come into this second house for you. So time to look at what's important and maybe to reprioritise. Maybe you want more time with home and family. Maybe you want more time for creativity. Maybe you want more time for travelling. That's the kind of thing to be evaluating. Now, on August the 6th, we have a new moon in Leo, in your second house. Finance. New ideas connected with finance. It's in Leo, so it's about you coming up with your own ideas, not asking anybody else, not being influenced by others, but coming up with your own creative ideas as to how you can make more money. Maybe make some passive income. This is wonderful to do during this new moon in Leo for you in your second house. On August the 8th, Mercury, which is in your first house for the first week of the month, so good time, as I said earlier, to communicate what you're feeling and what you want, and then it goes into your second house of finance. So a lot going on in this second house of finance this month, Cancers, and Mercury is about communicating those ideas that you've come up with, sharing them, trying them out on people, maybe doing some networking on the internet, some research on the internet as to how you can move these ideas forward. We've got Venus in your third house and for the first couple of weeks of the month, until the 15th of the month. This is a great time for anything social, anything in your community, anything with friends, short visits, short trips. It also should be good for communications. So if you've been having a difficult communication with somebody, this will be a good time for being able to smooth that over. It's also a good time for learning something new or for teaching it. And then on August the 16th, this Venus moves into your fourth house for the last couple of weeks of the month. And Venus in the fourth is doing something nice at home. It could be doing something nice with your family, or people who feel like family to you, or just something where you maybe beautify your home, or maybe do some gardening, or something that really uplifts you, that gives you also a feeling of roots, feeling of stability. And then, so we've had that new moon on August the 6th, and then on August the 20th, this is a new format, you'll have to let me know how you like it, but I'm trying to do new things, and new is the Aquarius full moon in your 8th house. So we've got a full moon on August the 20th. It's unusual to have 2 Aquarian full moons, one after the other. We had one last month on July 22nd, and now we've got one at 29 degrees of Aquarius, and it's in your 8th house. So this is a full moon. It's going to be important to look at any kind of financial situation that you have as a joint partnership. This shines, it's a full moon, it shines a lot of light on finances. There could be an inheritance, there could be money coming to you from somebody else. There could be a sponsor, somebody sponsoring you financially. And equally, it could also mean that you do need to maybe change some of your current financial situation. And also a good time during this full moon is to research a bit more deeply. Don't be digging your head in the sand. Really look at things, and maybe you need to make some changes in your financial situation. And so that's that full moon. August the 22nd, the Sun moves into your 3rd, and on the 23rd, Mercury moves into your 3rd. So, a lot of focus on the 3rd house for the last week of the month particularly. And the 3rd house is all about learning. What can you learn? What can you study? It's also about writing, communicating, speaking, sharing, teaching, coaching, mentoring. All these things are wonderful for you to do during these aspects. It's also a good time for sending letters, signing contracts. Mercury's direct. You've got Sun and Venus there as well, helping you and shining a light on that. And also a good time where you might meet some new friends. On August 27th, this Mars in your 1st moves into your 2nd, giving you a boost at the end of the month with your finances, with your money, being able to push forward and maybe break out into some new boundaries and maybe get some of that extra income that I know many of you are really wanting. So, there you have it. That's your month ahead. Your relationships, some of you may be thinking to yourselves, well, what about romance? Well, a lot of the focus is on yourself, your finances, your communication and your home this month. Relationships are already undergoing a huge transition. Many of you know that, and you're having to go very deeply inside of yourself to see which relationships need to go. I think many of you have had to end relationships, and which ones you can really trust now. Trust will be an issue, so that you can now move forward and feel more comfortable opening your heart and opening yourself up. So, I wish you a great month. I love your comments, feedback, suggestions. I love it when you subscribe, like, and also if you'd like to come for a reading, of course, I always love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.